What would make Blue Ivy, the poised daughter of Beyonce and Jay-Z, openly express her anger toward her father? A shocking revelation has rocked the Carter family, with a 12-year-old victim finally breaking her silence about allegations that could change everything. Blue Ivy's rare and public reaction is drawing attention worldwide, leaving fans stunned and sparking heated debates. This isn't just another celebrity controversy, it's a story of courage, family tension, and the cracks in an empire many thought was unshakable. From a father accused of unthinkable actions to a daughter reportedly outraged by the truth unraveling before her, this drama is unfolding in real time. What pushed Blue Ivy to react this way? How are these allegations impacting one of the most famous families in the world? Today we're diving deep into the details, the victim's account, Jay-Z's alleged role, and the family fallout that has everyone talking. Stick with us, because by the end, you'll see how this could redefine everything we thought we knew about the Carters and Hollywood's darkest secrets.
Blue Ivy Carter. She is the daughter of Jay-Z and Beyonce. Do you know she is 12 years old? 12. That prompted Nick Buckley, a guy who's campaigned a lot against the sexual exploitation of women, to say, why does a 12-year-old girl need to have her bosom on display to sell a kid's film? And he was very critical of Jay-Z as a man and as a father, and claiming that he had actually let Blue Ivy Carter down.
This is just another day in the park for these people. And of course, Blue Ivy growing up in this environment, this is going to be the norm for her. And as for me, I'm just absolutely shocked, because when I was 12 years old, I looked like a little boy. If you saw a picture of me at 12 years old, you would scream. And yet she's 12 years old, her bust is up, she has red lipstick, she's contoured her face. And I just think this is an abomination.
Blue, what makes me super proud and I still get goosebumps seeing her walk on stage is because Blue's been born into this world that she didn't act. She's been born into a life she didn't act. So since she was born, she's been in public eye and everyone having an opinion of, even a little girl, how she keeps her hair. So for her to be on that stage and reclaim her power, and the song is called My Power, and it just, you can't write a better script. And then watching her grow in it. She came out, she's 80,000 people. She's 11, so she's nervous. She's looking like...
Was she nervous?
I know her.
She didn't look nervous.
I know her.
Yeah, I know you do.
So I know how nervous she was.
Yes.
I know how frightened she was. She wanted to do it. And she worked every day and watched her work hard. She had a little icy pack thing on her back some days.
Blue Ivy's outburst, a shocking reaction. Blue Ivy Carter, daughter of Beyonce and Jay-Z, has reportedly expressed visible frustration over the mounting allegations against her father. The situation escalated after a 12-year-old victim came forward with troubling claims involving Jay-Z. This rare and publicized reaction from Blue Ivy has caused a media storm, sparking debates on the Carter family dynamics and their handling of such controversies. Witnesses claim Blue Ivy's anger wasn't subtle, hinting at possible tensions within the family.
That was super dope.
This incident brings to light the strain between Jay-Z's carefully maintained family man image and the accusations surfacing against him. For years, the Carters have been seen as a symbol of success and unity, but these revelations are testing that public persona. Blue Ivy's reaction could be a direct reflection of the emotional toll these allegations are taking on the family. As the daughter of two of the world's most famous people, Blue Ivy's perspective highlights the unique challenges of growing up in the spotlight. Her reaction serves as a reminder that celebrity children are not immune to the weight of their parents' controversies. For fans, it symbolizes a crack in the Carter family's united front, raising questions about what's happening behind closed doors.
Rapper Jay-Z is hitting back today over an allegation he and Sean Diddy Combs raped a 13-year-old girl after the Video Music Awards in 2000. He says it's blackmail, but the biggest heartbreak, he says, is for his family, including his wife, Beyonce, and their eldest daughter, 12-year-old Blue Ivy.
The allegations against Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and P. Diddy, comes in a civil lawsuit in which the young woman says she was drugged and that Sean Combs aggressively approached with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her and said, "You are ready to party." At that point, Carter, Jay-Z, began removing plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. Beyonce's husband is striking back, releasing a scathing statement. My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he calculated was the nature of the allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. Busby is hitting back, saying, I won't be bullied or intimidated. People will see through this effort to discredit me.
It was typical JAYZ. JAYZ doesn't cower. He tends to be one that shoots pretty straight, and he's used to fighting back.
In his statement, JAYZ said his heart breaks for Beyonce and their 3 children, especially their oldest daughter, Blue Ivy. Her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims.
Sean Diddy Combs, who has denied any wrongdoing, was recently denied bail for a 3rd time and remains in federal prison.
The 12-year-old victim speaks, breaking silence after years. The 12-year-old victim's decision to speak out has shocked the public, given the weight of her allegations and the individuals implicated. She detailed the events of the alleged incident, claiming years of intimidation and barriers prevented her from coming forward sooner. The timeline of these events suggests a history of systemic silencing, further fueling the outcry against powerful figures like JAYZ and Diddy.
We've got some breaking news to get to. A civil lawsuit has been filed against JAYZ, saying the rapper raped a 13-year-old girl back in 2000. The suit alleges that JAYZ, whose real name is Sean Carter, raped the girl after the Video Music Awards alongside Sean Diddy Combs. The victim says she was invited to an after party after being spotted by a limo driver and was then assaulted by both rappers. JAYZ is calling this a blackmail attempt. He released a statement on social media responding to the lawsuit, and Texas attorney behind the legal action saying in part, these allegations are so heinous in nature, you have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I look forward to showing you just how different I am.
Barriers such as non-disclosure agreements, fear of retaliation, and societal stigma kept this victim silent for over a decade. Her courage in breaking the silence is reshaping public narratives, inspiring discussions about the cost of power and fame. Advocacy groups and legal experts are rallying around her, urging more victims to step forward. Her allegations have deepened the scrutiny on JAYZ, especially in connection to his collaborations with Diddy, who has faced similar accusations. The victim's revelations are not isolated. They connect to broader patterns of alleged abuse and manipulation within the entertainment industry. This has led to a wave of support for her bravery and demands for justice.
Now at 1, a new accuser is speaking out against disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, claiming he raped her more than 20 years ago at a recording studio in New York City. Good afternoon. This is the KTLA 5 News at 1. I'm Glenn Walker.
And I'm Lou Parker. The latest accuser held a news conference today after filing a lawsuit against Diddy.
KTLA 5 Samantha Cortese live now in Carthay with the details. Samantha?
Glenn and Lou, as Sean Diddy Combs sits in a jail cell in New York City, yet another woman has come forward with heinous allegations of rape and sexual assault. And she says it's all on videotape being passed around and possibly sold. The allegations are awful, and the alleged victim was deeply emotional and upset today here in Carthay, where she sat next to her lawyer, her attorney, Gloria Allred. Today, Talia Graves spoke publicly for the first time about the aftermath of allegedly being raped in a Bad Boy Records studio in New York City. This was in 2001. Her attorney by her side, Graves filed a lawsuit in the New York Southern District. That lawsuit states the following. She was 25 years old, dating one of Combs' employees. Combs asked her to come into the studio with him and his security guard, Joseph Sherman. In the lawsuit, Graves states she remembers having a drink before she lost consciousness. And this is a trigger warning regarding sexual assault. Graves said when she woke up, she was tied up and being raped by the 2 men, Combs and his security guard, forced to perform sex acts that are too graphic to share. Graves explains the turmoil she says she had suffered since that night.
JAYZ's alleged role, what we know so far. JAYZ faces serious accusations that place him at the center of this storm. The victim alleges inappropriate behavior and coercion, incidents allegedly tied to a party also involving Diddy. While JAYZ has publicly denied these claims, the emerging details paint a troubling picture of power dynamics within the music industry.
It is a new hour here on Live Now from Fox, and we do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you. It was being reported by TMZ and now Fox News. We are learning that Jay-Z is accused of raping a 13-year-old girl. That is new in the Diddy lawsuit, and the new allegations are just coming out this evening. Jay-Z is being accused of raping a minor along with Diddy at a MTV VMAs after party back in 2000, according to documents obtained by Fox News Digital tonight. The lawsuit, which was initially filed back in October, was refiled tonight in New York by an anonymous accuser claiming Jay-Z, whose full name is Sean Carter, raped her while Combs and Celebrity B watched. So that other celebrity was not named.
Collaborations with Diddy have cast further suspicion on Jay-Z, as both men have been linked to a culture of exploitation and secrecy. Their long-standing professional relationship is now under the microscope, with fans and critics demanding answers. Legal analysts suggest that the association could strengthen the victim's case, as it points to a broader pattern of misconduct. Jay-Z's history of controversies, including infidelity and prior allegations, is being revisited in light of these new claims. While some argue these incidents should remain separate, others see them as part of a larger narrative about his behavior. Legal consequences for Jay-Z could include civil lawsuits or even criminal charges, depending on the evidence presented.
We've got some breaking news to get to. A civil lawsuit has been filed against JAYZ, saying the rapper raped a 13-year-old girl back in 2000. The suit alleges that JAYZ, whose real name is Sean Carter, raped the girl after the Video Music Awards alongside Sean Diddy Combs. The victim says she was invited to an after party after being spotted by a limo driver and was then assaulted by both rappers. JAYZ is calling this a blackmail attempt. He released a statement on social media responding to the lawsuit, and Texas attorney behind the legal action saying in part, "These allegations are so heinous in nature, you have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I look forward to showing you just how different I am."
Family fallout, how Beyonce and Blue Ivy react. Beyonce's silence on these allegations is becoming increasingly notable. As someone known for her meticulously managed public image, her lack of response has sparked widespread speculation. Is it a strategic decision to protect her brand, or a sign of internal family struggles? In contrast, Blue Ivy's bold reaction stands out. Her willingness to express anger publicly suggests a generational difference in how the Carters are approaching the controversy. It also adds an emotional layer to the narrative, showing the human cost of such allegations on family members.
Beyonce and Jay-Z are allegedly connected to Diddy's crimes. Jay-Z and Beyonce were very close to Diddy, and many fans believe they knew about his crimes all along. Jay and Beyonce recently lost 4 million followers each on social media. This is because of theories that Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Diddy are connected to the mysterious unalivings of Aaliyah, Lisa Lopes, and Michael Jackson. Fans even pointed out how celebrities like Adele, Lizzo, and Britney Spears praised Beyonce for no reason in the past. Fans believe Beyonce is the leader of a secret organization that controls the music industry. Artists are scared of Beyonce, and they shout her out in their acceptance speeches so she doesn't ruin their careers. But Diddy, Beyonce, and Jay-Z were all born on the 4th of a month, and Aaliyah, Lisa Lopes, and Michael Jackson all passed away on the 25th. But no one has confirmed if Jay-Z and Beyonce committed crimes with Diddy, and they are innocent until proven guilty.
The Carter family dynamic appears to be under significant strain. Reports suggest that the allegations and public scrutiny have created tensions within the household. Fans have shown overwhelming support for Blue Ivy, praising her for speaking up and criticizing Jay-Z for the impact his alleged actions may have on his family. The role of NDAs, silencing victims. Non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, are at the center of discussions about the entertainment industry's culture of silence. For years, these legal tools have been used to suppress allegations against powerful figures, and Jay-Z is no exception. This case demonstrates how victims can feel trapped by NDAs, even when they want to speak out. The 12-year-old victim reportedly faced legal and emotional barriers that made coming forward nearly impossible. However, her decision to break free from these constraints is sparking debates about the ethics of NDAs.
Joining me right now is David Ring. He is a nationally renowned trial attorney who specializes in sexual abuse cases, even represented a survivor in the Harvey Weinstein saga. David, so good to see you. Thanks for coming back here on Sidebar.
Hey, thank you for having me, Jesse.
Now, before we even get into this document, overall, when you're thinking about the Diddy case, let's say you have an ironclad NDA, okay? Talk to me about some ways that they could potentially be invalidated.
Look, NDAs have a valid purpose if used properly. If you're working for somebody and they have a lot of confidential or personal information that they want to keep private, then there's a place for non-disclosure agreements. The problem with NDAs that we've seen over the past few years is they tend to be abused. They tend to be abused by people in positions of power.
Legal experts argue that this case could lead to significant reforms in how NDAs are used. Advocacy groups are pushing for greater protections for victims, calling for limits on the enforceability of agreements that prevent individuals from reporting abuse. If successful, these efforts could mark a turning point for accountability in Hollywood. Hollywood's reckoning, accountability or damage control. The allegations against Jay-Z and Diddy are part of a broader reckoning in the entertainment industry. As more victims come forward, the pressure for accountability is mounting. The public is demanding not just justice, but systemic changes to prevent future abuses of power. Some celebrities have spoken out against Jay-Z and Diddy, while others remain silent, likely out of fear of damaging their own careers. This divide highlights the complexities of addressing misconduct in an industry built on relationships and reputations.
Let's continue our attention to a major headline taking place in New York City and the pretrial hearing continuing on in this Sean Diddy Combs case. A pretrial hearing taking place some 138 days before trial. Let's be joined right now here on the ground in New York by Fox 5's Lisa Evers. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. What can you tell us about what took place inside that courtroom today?
Well, Andy, everything so far is going very smoothly, but you can be sure that's going to change in the months ahead as they get close to that May trial date. But Sean Diddy Combs got a break today from the dismal lockdown atmosphere of the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn by appearing here in federal court for this pretrial hearing in his federal sex trafficking RICO case. Now, he won't be going home for the holidays. He's been denied bail 3 times. That didn't stop him from hugging every single member of his legal team. Now, let me show you some of the video from today. His son, Christian Combs, who he's very close to and actually created music and some hit songs with, known professionally as King Combs, was once again at the federal court to support his dad, flying in from Los Angeles to let his father know he was still in his corner and to show everyone that he was standing by him. Images that many say are impossible to unsee or forget. That video is pivotal to prosecutors who are trying to portray Diddy as a violent man capable of running this sex trafficking enterprise. It presents a challenge for his defense team, too. Here's what legal commentator and criminal defense attorney Philip Hamilton had to say on the subject. He is not connected with a particular case. Here's his comment.
And if at the end of the day, they don't like your client, maybe they're not listening to your defense because their minds have already been made up. So the defense is certainly going to have to jump the PR hurdle here in order to be able to effectuate what it is that Diddy wants, which is a win. And that in many respects is going to take a lot of energy out of them. But with the defense team that he's put together, I don't have any doubt that they have the competency and the ability to fight at the highest of levels for him.
The cultural shift toward accountability is undeniable, but critics worry that many responses are more about damage control than genuine reform. Fans and advocacy groups are calling for transparency, stronger protections for victims, and an end to the culture of silence that has allowed such behavior to persist. The Carter brand, can it survive? The Carter brand, a global symbol of success and influence, is facing unprecedented challenges. Jay-Z's music, businesses, and public influence are under threat as these allegations gain traction. His carefully crafted image as a family man and entrepreneur is at risk of unraveling.
He's a CNN legal analyst, a former prosecutor as well. Joey, thanks so much for being with us. This is Sean Combs' 3rd try to get out on bail. Do you think he has a better chance this time around?
So he may, Bar. It's good to be with you, and here's why. You heard Elizabeth reference the issue of the recording, and here's why it's significant in terms of its manipulation. Just to reset, the critical to his denial on bail were really 2 factors. The one factor related to him being a danger to the community, the other factor being how he would potentially obstruct witnesses. Now, critical in the prosecutor's arguments at those previous hearings was the fact that there's this tape that everyone has seen, and they said said, prosecutors did, that tape was in the context of a freak-off. It was in the context of sex trafficking. It was in the context of him being violent as it related to that count in the indictment against Miss Ventura, right, who's referred to as victim 1. But here now comes the defense saying, hey, by the way, the prosecution has misled you, court. This had nothing to do with a freak-off, as is alleged, which were the parties that he was allegedly having, that is P. Diddy, with all of these instances going on with coerced sexual activity, etc., had nothing to do with that. It also had nothing to do with sex trafficking. This was a domestic dispute. Now, it doesn't make the violence in the tape, Boris, any more tenable, right? Violence is violence. It shouldn't have happened, but it gives it context. Now, when you get down to the manipulation of the tape, the reordering of the tape, did you mislead the court?
Beyonce's legacy is also at stake. Despite her own success, the allegations against her husband are casting a shadow over her career. Fans are questioning how much she knew and whether her silence makes her complicit. This could have long-term implications for her reputation and brand. Prosecutors versus power. Legal cases against Jay-Z and Diddy. The legal challenges facing Jay-Z and Diddy are intensifying. Prosecutors are reportedly building cases that could include charges under the RICO Act, which is often used to target organized crime. This legal approach suggests that the allegations go beyond individual misconduct to systemic abuse. New evidence, including testimonies and digital records, is emerging daily. These materials could play a crucial role in strengthening the cases against Jay-Z and Diddy. However, prosecutors face significant challenges, including the influence and resources of the accused. The public's role, amplifying victims' voices. Public opinion is playing a critical role in this case. Social media platforms have become spaces for victims to share their stories and for fans to demand justice. Hashtags and online campaigns are amplifying the voices of those who have been silenced for too long. Advocacy groups are stepping in to provide support for victims and push for legal action. Their efforts are helping to shift the narrative, making it harder for powerful figures to escape accountability.
Our team released. Now, we have not seen that alleged video that prosecutors submitted to the court for these bail proceedings. We don't know what was in them, but Combs' team is saying it's edited, that they left out some of the material, that it's out of order, and they are taking issue with that. Now, I want to read you part of what Combs' team said in that filing, Brianna. They say, quote, "The video is not evidence of a coerced freak-off and sex trafficking, but rather a sad glimpse into a decade-long consensual relationship between Mr. Combs and Ventura." So they are categorizing this as a sad moment within a consensual relationship. I think what you saw, Brianna, what I saw, what the world has seen now, is that video depicts a horrific violent attack against a woman. Now, we do not know what happened behind closed doors. The footage that we have seen occurs in the hallway of that hotel room. But what happens in the hallway of that hotel room, according to the footage that our team obtained and released earlier this year.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure that we're right before we do that. But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you.
What's next for the Carter legacy? The Carter family faces an uncertain future. If more victims come forward, the allegations against Jay-Z could escalate, leading to additional legal and public relations challenges. Internally, the family must navigate the emotional fallout of these accusations. While Beyonce and Blue Ivy have remained relatively private, their actions moving forward will be closely watched. Fans hope for a resolution that prioritizes accountability and healing. For Jay-Z, rebuilding his reputation may prove difficult, if not impossible. The allegations have already caused significant damage, and the public is unlikely to forget. This case could serve as a turning point, not just for the Carter family, but for the entertainment industry as a whole, signaling that no one is above the law. Wow, what a shocking turn of events for the Carter family. From Blue Ivy's bold reaction to the 12-year-old victim's heartbreaking story, this situation is unraveling in ways no one expected. Will this be a turning point for Jay-Z, Beyonce, and their legacy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We're reading everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated as this story develops. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.